Okay, so this is going to be my tutorial for speedrunning TheForest Glitchless. Normal, peaceful, and hard. This doesn't apply for creative because you just use a completely different route. I want to split this up by first going about some settings and stuff, then showing the actual route itself, and then after that going into the stamina management because it's kind of iffy to show the stamina management while explaining the route itself. So I'm gonna just do that afterwards. It's also worth mentioning that there's been a tutorial made just 1 or 2 months back by Cheesecake, but it's been outdated so quick that I just wanted to make a new one. Yeah, with that we can start with the settings. So you're gonna have to bind spacebar to your scroll wheel. This is because in some parts of the run, you're gonna have to be able to press spacebar really, really quickly. And the only real way you can do that without cheating is by putting your scroll wheel to spacebar. So that's one thing you really want to do. And for me, I also like using my scroll wheel for the interaction key, so I can pick up coins quickly and grab ropes more fast and stuff. So for this, you could either just have 2 separate profiles and just switch in between them, or you could just have scrolling up be your interaction key and scrolling down be your space key. That's optional though. The only thing you really need is going to be the spacebar. So yeah, for getting the saves in, you're going to go to resources, going to scroll down, going to go to the Akaya save, and just basically follow what he's doing here. Download the file, rename your slot if you need to, and then just put it in. I'm not going to show you, it's explained really well. And then put it in and start up your run. Okay, so another quick thing before we can get into the run is one core mechanic I have to just show you because the run's not going to work without it. And that is releasing off your sprint button, your typically shift button, before entering any sort of animation that the game plays. Any cutscene, any cave entrance, any cave exit, all of it. This can be this vault door, this can be a cave entrance, can be grabbing a rope. Anytime the game just plays an animation, you're gonna have to let go of shift of your sprint key before actually entering the animation. Because, see, in this case, I let go of shift right before entering the door cutscene. And this makes it so that the game regenerates my stamina. It stopped here because it's lagging, but it's gonna be regenerating, as you're gonna see. Yep. And if you do not do that, you're gonna, sorry to this guy, but it's gonna look like this. See, he pressed shift, he held it, and he's not generating any stamina. So you definitely want to pay attention to that, because it's just gonna save you a lot of time and stamina. And then the other thing I just quickly wanted to add is all of the difficult sections I have made a practice save for in the past when I was actually learning the category myself. You're gonna have the Rebriever Cave itself, so you can practice it, the Kika Cave, the jump in the Hell Cave, after the swimming section, the end boss, and the jump into the sinkhole. For all these jumps and tricks, you're gonna have a save in here that you can just put in to practice it however you want it. Okay, so now that you've got the save in, you can go and start it up. You're gonna always spawn in the same spot every single time. You start the run by eating this food. You look down, you pick up the soda. You always have to pick it up second. You can't pick up this med first, because if you don't pick this up second, your hotkeys are gonna be all messed up. So you take it, walk back a bit, pick these two, pick these two. There's gonna be a med here that you can pick if you want it. You grab this soda, and then you just walk back. Okay, so once you're at this spot, you're gonna walk up the plane on this side, insta turn left, and walk along these trees. You want to always pick up a stick first, like before picking up any rocks, so I usually take this one. Walk further, pick up these. And then as soon as you have a full stamina bar, you're gonna go and sprint over to this one. You're gonna see it, there's a cave back there. You can just go into it. Okay, so there's two ways of doing this. The first one is going to be really consistent, like 100%, but it's going to be a bit slower, like a couple of seconds. The second one is going to be a bit faster, but it's not 100% consistent. You're going to fail it a couple of times. So just decide which one you want to do. I'm going to show you the first one. You're going to go in the cave. And you're going to let go of this rope by pressing E and just walk, look down and just fall. Fall down. And you avoid it every single time. If you've done this method, you can then go over here and pick up these coins now. And now you're good to go. So for the second way, I wanna have to show you for video so you can actually see. You're gonna enter the cave the same way. Just let go of the rope again, the same way. But instead of falling down, you're gonna wanna press Shift, A and W, and look left a bit. So you get out toward the front left side of the cave. And you're gonna see right here, see this big rock right here. You're gonna wanna fall over this edge right here. As long as you stay on the edge, you're gonna avoid the fall damage most of the time. Just land along this thing. Just keep walking, and you're gonna avoid it most of the time. The thing with this scenario is that you'll miss the coins that are like over here. So you're gonna have to grab them on the way back out of the cave. Okay, so now that you're here, whichever one you've done the drop, you can then go, walk over toward this panel. And you're gonna have to do a jump over here. You wanna jump into this triangle over here. And you do that by walking into it, jumping around this, it's like pillar of rock, and then crouch jumping over here. Jump, crouch. Okay, let me show you again. Here, jump, crouch, jump. The main thing about this one is that you crouch pretty early. Like you jump and insta crouch. I'll do it again. Jump, jump, crouch. And you just walk through. So from here, you're gonna walk through this corridor, jump over here, and out of this pile, you're gonna grab the coins. Go on, you jump onto this rock, and you wanna jump from here into this hole. What you're gonna have to do is walk into this edge so you avoid the fall damage. Like just fully hug this edge. I'm gonna show you. You jump from here, just go and hug this edge. You're gonna walk into these two rocks and you're gonna fall down here. And from here, you're gonna have another fall damage avoidance to go for. This one's a bit tricky. There's a couple ways of doing this. I have my own very distinct way. I'll show you in the video. Okay, so for the second fall damage avoidance, you're gonna walk into this edge again. Sure. Jump into this edge, and then walk into the corner again. And you're gonna fall pretty far, and just press Shift and W to go forward. You wanna go toward this big rock and toward this stalagmite thingy. And most people try and avoid the fall damage here by either just going fully into this corner or trying to go down into this pit. But what I recommend you do, and how I get it like about 100% of the time, is I try and line up my left foot with, if you imagine a line from this and this part, to this, like this point in the rock right here. And then as soon as my foot is actually there, I turn left. I do like a left snap. Like this. I line up my foot with this spot, and then right before I'm gonna land, I just turn left so I land facing forward. And then I snap back again to go diagonal again. Wanna watch it one more time? And then I just walk on. Okay, so now that you've landed here, like toward this corner, you're gonna jump, and jump, basically go along over here. You're gonna find the rebreather. You're only gonna pick up the thing itself. Don't need this tank or anything. And then just turn back around. Make sure you don't fall in here, it's can happen sometimes. On the way back, you're gonna have to swing, destroy this thing, and then you can grab the rope out of the air. You can jump from here and grab it in the air, and go back out. Okay, so coming out of the rope section, you're gonna want to walk over to it here. And from here, you're gonna do the first wall climb, as we call it. You're gonna jump out of this pit thingy. What's important with this one is that you only press shift during the first 2 sections of it. You let go of shift toward the end of the thing. I want to show you on video so I can actually explain it. Okay, so we're coming off the rope here. Walking onto this like ledge thingy again, and you're gonna have to stop here for like half a second, because if you don't, you're just gonna slip off the rock for some reason. Then you're gonna jump in this like ledge thingy also, and you're gonna see your screen shake a bit. And once you see this shake actually stopping, you can turn around and make the next jump. Look at this. Shake, it stopped, you can turn around, and now you're gonna jump over toward like where you came from again, and then look right. Like look onto this ledge thingy right here. And once you've done that, you've looked right and jumped, you're gonna want to use your scroll wheel, like for jumping for the first time. At this point, you're just gonna scroll like a fucking maniac. Just scroll away and hope that you can get onto this next rock to actually get you on top of it. If you've done that, nice. Just keep scrolling, get on top of this ledge. And from here, you just face into this rock. It doesn't really matter if you do it diagonally like I do, or if you face it straight. You just scroll away and hope you get like fully launched off, basically. And then you can just go on. Okay, so once you're like atop the bottom part of the cave, like you're out of it, you're gonna wanna just go back out the way you came, go for the corridor again, and then get to this point. So for this section, there's gonna be 2 ways of doing it. The first one, the one on the right, I'm gonna show you right now. It includes jumping up here on this first ledge, and then you're gonna jump again, and at the apex of your jump, you're gonna crouch, and then jump up again. Jump, crouch at the apex, jump again, you can walk up. Okay, so for the second way of doing this jump, which no one really uses, I only use it myself when I have like a really slow bottom part of the cave and I need to make some time. You can go onto this rock thingy, hold W and A to walk into, W and D, sorry, to walk into this wall, crouch, and just spam your scroll wheel. And you can get over like this. It's pretty inconsistent, but it sometimes helps in like making up some time. And then you just go. Okay, so after you've done this, you're just gonna walk up the cave. And if you did the huge, like the huge drop, you're gonna have to pick up the coins right here, if you didn't. And then just go and grab this rope and go out the cave. Okay, so coming out of the cave, you want to turn left, jump onto this rock, keep holding the diagonal this way, jump over here, jump, 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 and you're gonna see this like nice open field over there. You're gonna want to go along the left edge of it, like kinda onto this tree, and then just hold it. You can also see the plane is right there. Go on. And you're gonna get to this first cornflower, this first flower. Pick it up, turn slightly left, go in between these two trees, take the second flower, go straight a bit, pick up this flower, pick up this flower, and then take the last flower through the trees right here. Take it through this. And then at this section, I recommend you grab some rocks on the way to the next cave, because you're gonna need them for the end game. So just look for like rocks and pick them up. You should be like full on rocks as soon as you like get toward the end game. Then, if you hold the diagonal still, you're gonna get to these flowers. Gonna pick up these two. Turn around, pick up this flower. Pick up these two. And then just gonna walk over toward this tree. So from here, you're gonna go into the cave. And you just gotta move down through it. I like getting up my axe here by pressing 1, like my first hotkey. And to be honest, this section right here, you're just gonna have to practice it a little. You can watch like top player runs and see how they do it. But I'm not really gonna go into the movement and how to like move through this cave cleanly and stuff. Yeah, not like I do here, but you know. Just gotta go through here. And then right here, what you're gonna be doing is you're just gonna walk against this wall and land along this rock. Like if you land anywhere along this rock, you're gonna be able to avoid the fall damage like every time. From here, you can just go on, and if you're in peaceful, you have to break this with swings. But if you're playing on normal or hard, there's gonna be cannibals down here. You're just gonna stand here, shift, block, and wait for them to break the door. But because I'm playing peaceful, I just have to punch through right here. From here, you're gonna jump, and here you have another fall damage avoidance to go through. You can really jump from a lot of places here, but what I do is I kind of jump at the end of this like panel thingy right here. And what you're gonna do for this one is you're gonna look for the hole in the bodies. I want to show you at the bottom, and just try to land on it while spamming space. Jump and spam space. The hole of bodies I'm talking about is this one. It's like octagon triangle of bodies. You're just gonna want to land on it, kinda, and press like spam your space button. And from here you're gonna go on. There's gonna be a key card here on this guy's body. You're gonna grab it, instantly turn back around, and this gets you to the first wall climb of the cave. I'm gonna go back a bit and like show the route of it. Okay, so now for actually executing the route, you're gonna wanna start by like standing somewhere around here on this rock, and then jump on this first little knob thingy here. And from here on out, you're gonna stop pressing shift again, so you save stamina, only use WASD, and spam your scroll wheel. And you're gonna end up on this little like knob thingy, and jump over toward this like extension of the rock. And you're gonna have to press shift and sprint for this last part of the jump. I'm gonna show you. Okay, so you either get like an insta jump up, because you can land on this rock thingy. This is what you're gonna get most of the time. Or you're gonna end up like I just did and have to hope that you get like a double jump. But it's also fun. Then you're just gonna go, walk back up the cave. And there's gonna be cannibals in here pretty often. Like when you play normal, you're just gonna have to like punch through. Wait, let me just break this. Because I'm playing peaceful, I can just walk through. And that gets us here, which is the start of the second wall climb. Okay, so for the second wall climb, you're gonna start by being like somewhere on this rock. jump on here, jump up here, and you're gonna stop shifting around the edge of this rock. Because you want to get a jump over there, that's gonna happen toward the very end of this rock. Because if you don't, you're just not gonna make it. Let me show you. See, you can stand here. But if I were to like land any below this, I would just slip off. So you really gotta make sure you time this jump correctly. Which is why I kind of slow walk here for a bit. Let me show you again. Land here. From here, you're gonna press W and D and just ram the scroll wheel and wiggle. Like wiggle your mouse. You're just gonna get you up here. And once you see like this little extended thingy, you know it's time to crouch. Don't crouch before here. Like only crouch as soon as you get here. And then just keep doing the same thing, but while crouching. Yeah. That was pretty slow, because, I don't know, I'm just bad. But normally you get it, like, really fast. Okay, so once you've done the wall climb, it's gonna be time to do your crafting. So you wanna do it probably still while being crouched over here. Just open your inventory. Hold right click to put these flowers in here. Craft 1, craft 2, 3, 4. And on your 5th one, you wanna assign it to a hotkey so you can use it while walking. For me, that's gonna be 3. And then you craft your spear. Just 2 sticks and equip it. And then you can go on. So from here, you're just gonna be walking under the cave again. And you're gonna have to crouch twice again. Crouch once. And crouch twice here. And for this thing, it's just important that you jump from this spot, so you have like clear movement. Coming out, jump, and then just go on. You can kind of jump onto this thing. And exit the cave. Okay, so before this next part of the video, I want to just very quickly give you a tip if you're gonna have any issue with like routing in this run. And it is, you're gonna turn on developer mode, you're gonna put on speedrun on, and you're gonna go to the place where you want to walk to. So let's say point 1 would be your starting point, and point 2 is the place that you want to travel to. So in this case, the place that we want to travel to is going to be right here. So once you're at the place where you want to go, you're gonna just place something. I typically do like a tent, but you can just place whatever. Then you go back to the place where you started. And you're gonna see, as you come out the cave, you know exactly which way to go to. So if you have trouble learning like any of the routing stuff, this also applies for the first travel from Cave 5 to Cave 6. You can just put a tent up there and you know what way to go. This is just for practice, you know? Okay, so coming out of the cave, you're very often gonna just have your spear be randomly out of your hand. But don't worry about that, just pick up a stick on the way to the sinkhole. Which is where we're going to be walking to now. So you turn around, turn this way, and go in this general direction. I really recommend that for this pathing you do the trick with the building that I told you about, so you can really dial that in. I want to just show you how I do it when I freestyle it. I jump along these rocks. I get to this like open field, and I just stay toward the left of it. Coming out here. And then I'm just gonna walk toward this tree. While spamming sodas again. And then just go toward where that river leads. So I can pick up sticks and rocks on the way. And we get to this point. This one I'm gonna have to show you in video again to be able to talk. So you just walk down here and see this kind of ledge you want to jump from. I like jumping on the right side of it, but it really doesn't matter. You just jump. You don't really need to jump, you can still make it if you don't, but it just makes it easier. That's the position you want to land in. You want to have your left foot just outside of the waterline here, so it's kind of on dry land. How I line myself up for that is, I mean, you kind of get a feeling for it, but you can kind of imagine like a line down your, down the middle of your body, and kind of line it up with the waterline. That's what you could do, but if I'm gonna be honest, I just do it by gut feeling, and it just works out pretty well. As long as you have your left foot like just outside of the water, you're gonna get it most of the time. And then just walk on, walk over here. Here you can stop for a second because this rock is kind of slippery, but I mean you can also just full sprint it. And then you enter this cave. What I should also mention is that before you jump, you should have like a little bit more stamina than I do right here. Like you should have a bit more than half of a stamina bar, so you can actually make the whole way to the next cave. Okay, now you're gonna be entering the first swimming section. This one is pretty easy, there's not really much to do. Just as soon as you get out, you turn 180 degrees, look down, and don't hold shift, don't sprint yet, just swim down without pressing shift. As soon as you get to this point, you start swimming forward and start holding shift. This is because you're always going to be holding shift, like sprint, in the horizontal sections and always letting go of it once you're swimming up or down. This just saves stamina. So swim along, see this rock. As soon as I'm gonna get to it, swim down and let go of shift. Oh. And swim straight again, hold shift again, get to the rock, swim down, let go, go straight again, hold shift. And then just gonna be swimming on, going up here, letting go of shift again. And one thing that's important is you want to have a full stamina bar coming out of the water, because the difference between swimming with and without sprint is smaller than the difference between running with and without sprint. So you always want to be saving the stamina in the water. See my stamina bar? I'm making sure it's full as I come out of the water. And then go on. Okay, so once you're out of the swimming section, you're gonna walk up this. This is just like movement. You got that. Sprint through here. I'm gonna show you what I think is the fastest route for this, but you can really go anyway. Jump here. And this gets you to this jump, which is another, what I think is Truck's part later on. I'm actually gonna show you this one on video too, because it's kinda easier. So from this point, you just hold W and A and sprint. Walk up all the way here, get to the ledge, and this is what the jump looks like. And you kinda, as you're gonna see, you get a little bump. Just by the rock formation, you kinda get bumped up a little. You can wait for that, and then jump right after that. That's one way of doing it. Or you can just try to press it at the very edge of the ridge. But what is going to be really, really nice to have is to look for this little bump up. Like, I get a little bump, you can kind of see it, and then just jump right afterwards. This is one that with practice you're going to be able to get 100% of the time. It's not really that difficult, but you're just going to have to put some practice in. I recommend using like my practice saves for this one, because it's just really annoying getting past all of the other parts of the run and then just fucking up this relatively easy thing. Okay, so after you've done the jump, you're just gonna walk on. Just jump through here, nothing really much to say about this. And then turn right as you're coming out of this section, because there's gonna be a box of sodas down here. This red box, you're always gonna have to grab it. You can open it either with your spear or just your stick, aim at it, open it, it's gonna give you 4 sodas. Grab them, you typically insta-pop a soda here, and just walk on this way. What's worth mentioning is that in normal there's gonna be a bunch of cannibals here, so you're gonna try and be kinda quick through this section. And around this part here, they're gonna start to chase you, so you might wanna just block a little so you don't get fully beaten up. Then you have this. Yeah, I just fucked it up kinda, but you get the idea. Just jump along the ridge of this, and then try and not land like here to be swimming. Just try and have good movement. This is also like kind of a practice thing. Then you're gonna be walking on, get into this corridor. And then get to the lab door. So you open it obviously, without holding shifts again, and then just walk on. Grab this rope out of the air probably. You can sprint from here, but you're gonna have to stop sprinting here. So you can kinda sprint up this rope, but you're gonna have to only do it during the parts where you're actually on the rope itself. Turn back, walk through here, turn. And just jump before this, down way. Like you want to have momentum going downwards. Like this. Just jump beforehand, land on the box to avoid fall damage, go through here. And then just hug the right wall. Go this way. And grab this rope from pretty far back. You don't have to go all the way out. This gets you to these... I don't have coins, what the fuck? Okay, now I have sodas. You're gonna get to this first machine, and you're gonna be wanting to buy sodas. You're gonna want to buy 7 of them. If you can't afford 7 sodas, you're gonna have to make some substitutes in the end of the game for it, but I'm gonna tell you about that in the stamina section. So for now, I'll just assume you have 7. So you buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And from here, just go on. And you're gonna get to this pipe jump kind of thing. What I do is I just try and jump from kind of the end of this first panel, and then just turn left. So that's going to look like this. Just walk up here, and you have to crouch from this point. Just go through, hug the edge, and you get to this drop. You can either just fall down it and just press no buttons at all. You're gonna always avoid the fall damage, or you can jump like a bit toward the middle and try and get a jump off like this. Just go on. In hard and normal, there's going to be an armsy here, but you can just like dodge her. Not really much you can do. Walk up here. And here it's the same thing. You want to be jumping like before the actual fall again, so you have momentum going downward. And then instantly turn left. Jump, turn left, go through the door. Here. You can jump over this thing, but there's often this like wagon thingy in the way, so I just go through here. And you get to Timmy. You can grab him from back here. Don't have to walk in front, you can grab him through this thing. And get the annoying ass cutscene. Okay, so if you don't have your spear out, you're gonna have to open your inventory at this point. Right now. And just grab your stick. Then go back, go through the door. Jump over this. Yeah, just walk through this room. Which is gonna get you to Megan. The last real crux part of the run. And I'm gonna explain that on video again, I think. Okay, so for this one, I mean, yeah, it's the longest cutscene again. What you're gonna be doing is at this point where you kind of get your screen shake, you hold A slightly, like this, and then you walk like you slightly press W. So you hold A to get toward the left of her, toward this point. You can kind of use the little like water thingy here for reference. And then you just kind of walk forward a bit. Turn it, and just start throwing your spear. You see this general position I'm in? You're gonna want to try and hold it. Like, each time you're gonna throw your spear, you're gonna get pushed back slightly. So, once every like 1 or 2 shots, you're gonna have to slightly correct with W to not like lose the position that you're in. Because that's like the only blind spot that she actually has, so if you get out of it, she's just gonna like spin and kill you. And it's not just W, because you're watching diagonal, you kinda have to correct with A too. And this is in the end of it just about visual, like, just getting used to how the visual of being in the right spot looks. Oh. Just gonna have to practice it a couple of times and just kind of get a feeling for where you have to stand for her to be in the blind spot. Some people recommend being like really close toward the middle. I don't recommend that. I like being out further toward the left. It feels like a bigger blind spot to me. Yeah, just stay in this general area. You see slightly correcting with A and W to kind of stay in the same spot. And just keep throwing your spear. I don't think this fight is as bad as people make it out to be. You can get kind of consistent at it relatively quickly. I would say you get it like 7 out of 10 times. But it's just kind of iffy to get good at because the practicing is not really nice because every time you're gonna have to be doing the cutscene. But just make sure to stay in this blind spot, correct with A and W, and just keep throwing your spear. I don't recommend using your interaction scroll wheel to pick up the spear, because sometimes I feel like the hit just doesn't register if you do that. So just press E normally, get 10 hits in, and she's hopefully gonna be dead. Okay, so this is something I forgot to mention in the video, so I'm gonna show it like this. If you imagine we're looking at the fight from above, and this black thing is Megan, and this kind of long thing getting out of her is the arm. And blue is gonna be you, the player. Then red would kind of be the blind spot. What this means is each time you throw your spear, you get pushed back slightly. So you want to correct, right? But the blind spot is bigger toward the back than it is toward the front. So rather than like correcting with W every time, you want to kind of stay in this area. Because as soon as you leave it toward the front, she's just going to spin on you. So just be kind of careful about how you use your W key. Just try and rather stay back toward the front. Because she's always going to spin if you get too close. Okay, so once you finish the fight, you're gonna pick her up. And then just walk back. You always want to go through the second room, not through this one, but through the other one, through this one. It's just simply because you can kind of cut into it. Saves like 2 or 3 seconds. I mean, probably like more like 1. But put it back in. Gonna instantly look down, grab this keycard, and go through this door. So we have another little jump here. I just try to turn like this, kind of along this rock. Gonna look like this. Yeah, you don't want to do that, just walk down. Good for you. And now here, you're gonna have another little jump to do. You can like stand really far on this edge here and just have to land on this kind of block thingy. Gonna look like this. And then just go through the next swimming section. This one is, I mean, it's kind of the same thing as the last one. There's not really much new stuff. Just as soon as you're going down, let go of shift, going straight again, pressing shift again. Going down, let go, press shift again. And then for this one right here, it's important you kind of go out like this. Like coming from the wall, going upwards. Like this. Gonna get you instantly out. You already have picked up rocks, so you don't need to put these. Put them here. And just go on. Go through here. Gonna have to crouch for this next thing. Can you just walk against this shit? Nothing it really does. Okay, and so this right here, I mean, this section here is just movement. You'll get good at it. It's not that hard. This is the endgame soda machine I was talking about. So if you missed one soda on the first machine, you're gonna have to buy one here. Just gonna lose you like a second or two. And that gets you to this beautiful thing. Sometimes it's kind of iffy and gets you stuck, but the way you do it is I like doing it facing left. And you kind of go through this little slot thing here. This one. And then you just crouch and jump once up here. And just crouch for the rest. So it is gonna look like this, kinda. Then you just go on. Gonna get to the elevator. Open it. And trigger it like this. Sometimes you can't press it. If that happens, just look away once. And then look at it again. And it's gonna be there. Yeah, that's basically all of the route that you need for the run. Finish the game by pressing this twice, and you're finished. Okay, so for the last part of the video, the stamina management, I want to just show my world record. And talk through the stamina management I use and like the little variations that you can have. So we're gonna start in the plane, and this means we're on 5 sodas. Walking out the plane, I'm slow walking, looking at my stamina bar, and seeing as soon as it gets full, I start sprinting over toward the cave. I region slightly because I let go of shift. I drop in the cave. And I just do the cave by full sprinting. You kind of have to go here on some parts. You kind of have to go slow on some parts. But you're gonna have to look into that yourself if you really want to. It's not really that big of a difference, and I can't cover everything. You're gonna see, as your stamina bar runs out, you're gonna reach the rope. So exactly as you want to, because stamina on ropes is less important than on the ground itself. Climbing up this rope. We're gonna get to this wall climb section. And this one is pretty important because pay close attention to my stamina bar here. I'm pretty low, and I still have a lot of cave to cover, like to get out. So I need to make up some stamina, and this is where this comes in handy. Because from this part onwards, I do not have to sprint. Look at my stamina bar. So I regen while making progress. So now I'm back on like half again, and I can walk up the cave. Normally you would gain some stamina here, because you would jump up onto this thing without sprinting. So you would basically just be able to walk up the cave. But because I get a cannibal break here, I have to slow walk for a bit. But normally you could just like sprint out. And it's the same thing. You reach the rope on low stamina. So now we get to the travel to Cave 6, where you're gonna be using your first soda at this point. So you pop the soda, you full sprint till you reach the flowers, and you want to make sure that you don't reach 0 on your stamina point because it's slow. So you're gonna stop sprinting just right before. Like basically as soon as you reach the first flower is like nice rule of thumb. Gonna slow walk all of this, see stamina bar gets full. As soon as I'm about to be full, I sprint again. You reach these next flowers, you're gonna go slow again. Reaching some stamina, and you need like about a full stamina bar at this rock to be able to reach Cave 6 on a half stamina bar, which is what you want. Here we're not pressing shift again, so we regen the stamina. And we enter Cave 6 on full stam. Just sprint through it. In this section I'm gonna actually show you. Look at this, I'm still sprinting through here. But in this crouch section, I actually let go of sprint, because again, crouching with shifting, like with sprinting, is not actually that much faster, so I don't do it. So see, in these crouch sections, I'm gonna actually be regenning stamina. Sprint again, crouching, and then I'm regenning again. I just sprint here, and to save some stamina, and because the cannibals aren't gonna try like charge instantly anyways, I'm gonna slow walk from this point forwards. They come. And here we have the next wall climb again. I'm on low stam again. So from here, I'm gonna use my last bit of sprint to get onto this part, and then use like no shift again, and regen my stamina as I'm going up the wall. Look at this. That gives me basically enough to go through this. You typically regen some in here, because like, these fucking guys typically lock you. You just go through here. And on this wall climb again, you're gonna have to not use shift to get out like this. You do your crafting. And here's the first bits of variation. Sometimes you have to use 2 stamina mixes, like the ones you just crafted to get out of this cave, like in this run. But sometimes you actually end up on top of the crafting spot with a full stamina bar. So this means you can save 1 stamina mix. Just keep this in mind, it's going to be important for in a bit. But you'll see. I use 1 stamina mix. And I'm going to use the second one here. So this is variation 1. If I had to only use 1 stamina mix instead of 2, I would then have 1 extra stamina mix now, like I would have 4. And I would be able to use it on the way to the Sinkhole. I'm gonna show you where you would use it if you had 1 extra one. On the way to the Sinkhole, you're gonna have to use 3 sodas. Just keep in mind of the stamina bar. Now I use the 3rd soda. And I kinda have to slow walk here, because I need to have like a bit more than half a stamina bar to like have enough for the bottom part of the jump. But if you were to have saved 1 stamina mix in the Cave 6, you could just use it here. So instead of just slow walking like I do, you see I have to slow walk for a bit, you would just be able to pop the stamina mix and just fully sprint down. Yep, and this is just normal. Right here, make sure to let go of shift again, so you regen stamina going into the cave. And this one we've covered. Just, it's important to let go of shift on the sections where you're going down, and just hold shift where you're going horizontal. So through here, you're gonna be leaving the water on the full stamina bar, as we said. That's always what you wanna have to do. Then you go on. You have to pop a soda here. So that's your 5th one. You used 1 on the travel to Cave 6. You use 3 on the way to the Sinkhole, and you use your 5th one here. And to get to the first soda refill, you're gonna have to use 2 star mixes. So this means from going out of the water to the star refill down here, you are actually going to use 1 soda and 2 star mixes. You open this box, you get 4 sodas. Very important. You instantly pop 1 to be able to sprint through the section. And you use the second one to be able to get to the keycard. Like, Walter, it's called, my bad. Click a shift again, you regen the stamina. This section, you can sprint up the rope, but you're gonna have to let go as soon as you're like off the parts where you're fully in the air. Just look at the stamina and watch me run back if you want to do that. Walk through here, don't need any sodas or anything. Jump. I recommend while you're falling, you should let go of shift so you regen some stamina. And down here, just sprint again. You reach this rope. And you get to the soda machine. This is where the variations really start to take place. You're gonna have seen I am on 634 coins. I have picked up coins in Cave 5 twice. So I have picked up coins. Firstly, oops, in this pile, just before me. In this pile, you're gonna see I got 416 coins. That's really good. And you're gonna see I picked up some other coins right here. And I get 218, which is fine. That leaves me with 634 coins. What you're aiming for is 620 coins. It's like the point where it gets good. If you have less than, I would say, 500 coins, it's probably not even worth playing the run, because you're gonna have to make some huge substitutes. But let's assume 3 scenarios. Let's assume you have 620 to like 700 coins as scenario 1. Let's have like 500 coins as scenario 2, and like 400 coins as scenario 3. So keep this in mind. And now at the soda machine, 1 soda is going to cost you 100 coins. And you need 7 sodas to finish the rest of the game. You need to buy 7 sodas. So if you have 630 coins, you're going to be able to buy 1 or 2. And you saw there was coins on the counter just behind me. Right here, you can pick these coins, and it's going to give you like an additional 100. So if you don't have 700 coins before buying the final ones, you're going to be set for the game. There's also the scenario that you have, like in the second scenario, you would be able to get 6 sodas here, so you would be missing 1, because you beforehand had like 500 coins and picked up the coins on the counter, so you would get 6 sodas. And the third scenario is you would get 5 sodas. You see, you have like 400 coins and you're picking up 100 off the counter, so you're gonna have 5 sodas. So that's the 3 scenarios that are now there. So yeah, on 9 coins if you got the ideal number, on 9 sodas if you got the ideal number, you're on 8 if you got like the second case, and you're on 7 if you got like the 400 coins, like the third case. Gonna use 1 soda here. Gonna use another soda here. use another soda here. And then on top of this, you're going to use one more stamina mix. So this means, to get from the soda machine to Timmy, you're going to have used 3 sodas and 1 stamina mix. Which in this case leaves me with 9. In the second case, it leaves you with 5. In the third case, it leaves you with 4. You leave Timmy with a full stamina bar, as you can see. And so, in the case that you have 6 sodas at this point, so in the first case, you're just going to be able to jump over this table and walk along. Because you don't need to buy any more sodas anymore. If you have 5 sodas at this point, so the second case, you're going to have to go over to this couch, just walk by it, and pick up some coins off of it. And this is also the case for the case number 3. You're going to have to pick up some coins on this couch. There's like 500 coins on this couch, you just go and pick them. And then just walk along. Gonna use 1 soda to Megan. Reaching your full stamina again. That's loud. You leave on like half a stamina bar, and you're gonna have to use 2 sodas to get back. So, in the first case, like the ideal scenario, this leaves you on 3 sodas, which is all you need for the end of the game. If you, in the second case, you're gonna have 2 sodas here, so you're gonna also go on, like the same way I'm gonna do in a couple of seconds. You're not gonna go onto this machine over here. But in the last case, in case number 3, you're gonna have 1 soda at this point. And this means you're gonna have to jump over this table and go back there and buy 2 sodas. I wanna show you. Okay, so this is just a random 1901 run that I had a couple of days back. And in this scenario, at this point, I have 1 soda. Like this is gonna be case 3. So instead of going right and walking through the second room, I have to walk through here?
Because yes.
Oh,
Okay.
And by 1? Okay, yeah, in this case I have to buy 1 and take it back. But you would have to buy 2 sodas here, in case 3. Because you're gonna need 3 for the end of the game. So you would need to get 2 sodas at this machine, and then just go on. This loses you like 3 to 4 seconds in comparison to the other 2 cases, which is why it's so suboptimal. But yeah, this is for case number 3. Okay, so coming back to this. Oh yeah. In case number 3, as I just covered, you would have to go through this room and go back this way, buy 2 sodas here. And in case 1 and 2, you could just walk back. Jump over this table and walk back and completely go past this machine. And then reaching your stamina here again. Going out for stamina bar. Gonna jump along here. Using your stamina a bit. And you enter the swimming section without using anything. And just do the swimming as we talked about. It's just always the same thing. But what you're gonna have to pay attention to is that you wanna leave the water on about this much stamina as I do here. This is the proper amount that you want to have coming out of the water. Just make sure that's the case. It's not really that deep if you don't, but it saves like a second or 2. So come out. Insta pop a soda. You have 2 left in the ideal case. In the case number 2, you're gonna have 1. I use the second soda, In this case I have 1 left. And in case number 2 I'm now on 0. So, right here, there's the endgame machine. So in case number 2, you would have to stop here in these boxes and buy yourself 1 soda. In case number 3 and case number 1, you can walk by here. In case number 1, that's the case because, I mean, you've gathered all the sodas at the early machine. In case number 3 is because you've already lost like 4 seconds in sodas, and you now are on the same amount as the case 1 guy would be. So only in case 2, the case where you would have 6 sodas out of the first machine, you would have to buy 1 on this one. Go through here. Oh yeah, I forgot to cover that you also use the soda here, so yeah. So you would just pop the soda right after buying it at the machine, in case number 2. Go through here, reaching your stamina on the elevator, and you just finish the game. There's nothing else to do. You're left on 0 sodas in every one of the cases.
I mean, I'll catch up. They call me the Saddam Hussein hiding spot for a reason.
What the fuck are you talking
What
about?
the fuck are you talking about?